Don't bring me back. Don't bring me. Don't.
Welcome back, everyone. As you can see, today we're going to be working on the P-10C. This is going to be new to me, and as far as I'm concerned, it's pretty new to the market in the CNC world. One of the first things I want to talk about this slide is how everything is tapered and just slightly different. If you look at the top, it's tapered here. Of course, the front is also tapered. You can see we start wide here, we get narrow to the nose. It's the reverse tapering here, so we're narrow here, and we get wide at the nose. It's just one of those things that everything on this slide is at some kind of an angle. Or at least it appears to be at some kind of an angle. So with that being said, we are going to kind of follow that. We're going to be doing some porting on the top here today, and it's not going to be your traditional Glock oval with a chamfer. We're not going to be doing that. We're actually going to be porting with the laser, and I have come up with a very specific pattern that I would like to see on this, and I've kind of gone over that with the slide owner, and we both agreed that that's what we're going to do. Now let's just talk about the market on these things a little bit. First of all, they're a super nice gun, first and foremost, and they just don't get the love that Glock seems to get. Glock is like, you know, the end all be all for the CNC world because it's so plain, I think. But with that being said, there's a couple of people out on the market that are doing those holes in the top with the chamfer, or they're doing some cuts across the top like this. You know, they're doing an RMR on the back. It's nothing major. It's everything that you would see on a Glock. You know, they've basically taken some of the ideas and they just kind of, you know, blended them into this slide. Now I could have done the same thing. You know, I could have came up with these lines and went straight and then over and then straight back down and matched them with the laser or even with the CNC. But I wanted to be a little different. I wanted this to be a standout piece. I didn't want it to be a fall in line with everything else piece, and you go to the range and they see it and say, oh, let me see your Glock, and you're like, nah, this is actually a CZ. And they're like, oh, I couldn't tell, sorry, because it looks the same as a Glock, you know. So that's one of the things that we didn't want to do. The other thing that was a major want for me was, as we already talked about, was that the tapering is different here, the tapering is different here. I wanted to follow suit with that and just not have it be the same. So this top porting is actually going to be even back here. When we do the porting, it's gonna be even between here and between here. And as we taper to the front, the porting is actually gonna come over the sides. So you'll see how that blends in a little bit more. The sides get thicker here than they are, obviously, than the top is. So we'll start with a nice pattern here, and as we go this way, they'll actually start coming over into the sides deeper and deeper and deeper. And the front will be essentially wider than the rear. So it should blend pretty nice, and I did run a sample of it a little bit already on a piece of scrap, so to kind of just get an idea of what that's going to look like with a taper-based pocket on the front. So with that being said, let's take you guys through that. Alright, now that came out super nice. So as we talked about before we started lasering this, everything on this gun is tapered. From the back to the front. Once again, from the back, you can see this edge all the way to the front is tapered. From the back to the front, we're also wider, thinner, thinner, thinner. So the idea behind this was to not make something that, one, was a standard pocket like you see on a Glock or anything else. That was first and foremost, so we accomplished that by stepping outside of the realm of normal cutting. And two, we wanted to make it tapered because everything on the slide is tapered. So with our diamonds, we go from small to large. We also start on the top and we flow over and onto the sides. Nice even cuts on both sides. They taper down the exact same amount. So that's super nice. And, you know, it's just something a little bit different. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys a picture here a little bit right here. And you can see in this picture that from the left they start small, and to the right they work their way up slowly and gradually larger till they end at the right hand side. So, and that is exactly how it came out on the slide, just exactly how we wanted it. However, after talking with the customer, we've decided we want to do something to the back. It just seems that the back is a little plain. This individual's not going to be putting a red dot on here, which some people are cutting these for RMRs. So we've decided let's run a pattern that works with the front. So that's exactly what we're going to do right now. We're going to go. All right, guys, we were able to finish up the rear laser section. The customer and I went over a couple different patterns that we thought would match real nice with the front, and this is what we decided to come up with. So something nice that would really take up a lot of the area. We did want to incorporate a little bit of the back design to match the front design. So basically it goes smaller, larger, all on out. Everything is tapered, so the back of this slide actually starts wider and it narrows down. So, and as you can see, the sides here, they come right out to the edges, and they also come out to the edges. So when I built that, I had to taper that rear design and make sure everything stayed centered, so it was just proportional. So, but super nice. It came out really awesome. This individual does have a gold barrel on the way back. So the 3 barrels that I sent out, I also included one of his barrels, which we didn't do anything to. It's just a factory barrel. We didn't do any engravings on it. But we went ahead and sent that barrel out at the same time. So hopefully in the next 2 weeks or so, we will see a gold barrel in this CZ P-10. And I'll probably get a couple pictures of it, or I'll have them send me a couple pictures of it. I probably won't do a recap video or anything like that, but I will probably add it to one of my other videos. Or maybe I'll just add it to the video when I do the barrel review. So just keep in mind that you'll probably see a 4th barrel whenever we do that barrel review when they do come back from getting colored. But however, this one looks super nice. That's going to be really slick. Very different, unique CZ on the market. Just something else that you're not going to see. And guys, this is the part where I tell you, if you have not subscribed, it's time to do that. Subscribing is the right thing to do. I've got a lot of new material coming out. We have a lot of big projects that we're going to be doing, and subscribing really just keeps me motivated. You know, I work a regular job, so I only get to do this on night and weekends. Sometimes you'll hear me say, like, I'm recording a video in my garage at like 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock at night. Then I'll spend an hour or two trying to get the content turned out to you guys. So I'm really trying to stay as dedicated and as devoted to it as I can. And subscribers and people that hit the like button and people that follow me on Facebook and things like that really just keep me motivated and keep that drive going, because without you guys, there's no reason to do it. You know, I can do most of the slide work and stuff in half the amount of time when I'm not recording it, not editing it, not talking to you guys, not answering questions, just kind of doing my own thing. So, you know, for me to take a little bit of time out of the day to push to you guys, to get you some new content, is really cool. I definitely enjoy doing it. But the subscribing thing is what I'm going for. You know what I mean? I'm trying to get my numbers up there. I've got a new machine on the way. We're not going to talk in big details or in great details about that. We will have a big video about that when it does arrive. But something new is going to be in the garage, and that will give us a lot more stuff to film and record on. So that's going to be really cool. But subscribing and liking is always a good thing. And as always, we have a ton of stuff coming down that we're going to be releasing. I'm going to try to get this stuff out to you the best way I can. But guys, if you're not learning while you're doing it, then you're doing it wrong. Always be learning, even if you've done something 100 times. Think of a better way to do it, a more efficient way to do it. And I'm going to catch you guys on the next one.